This might be one of the only times that I ever feel like I need a dialogue on things wrong with this game that I pray are not in Gran Turismo 7, but I'm almost certain in my mind that it will be. So one, we got the racers that don't move out of the way at all. I mean, I know they're not like obligated to do it, but it's just kind of like a, I don't know, almost like a common courtesy, I think, where it's like, if you know you're nowhere near as fast, you don't have anywhere near the pace of the man coming up behind you in the grid, you kind of like let him go, or you follow him in order to increase your pace and in order to allow yourself to compete, you know, without the risk of death or injury. Now you see me, I'm showing pretty much contempt, like no regard for safety or anything at this point, because I've attempted 3 times this race at this point with the car, and all of its stats, all of its power and weight completely maxed out. It's the lightest it can be. It's the strongest. The motor's the strongest it can be. Now, yeah, this thing's barely under 3,000, if not just barely at 3,000 pounds, which makes it quite heavy for this race. You see, although there's probably like 20 different cars eligible, there's only 4 or 5 cars on the grid, and they're all race cars. Bunch of bullshit. Because all those cars, if they said were eligible, should be in this race. Otherwise, they should just make it a Ford and Ferrari race, because that's the only thing on the grid. Yo, there's a Chevy, there's a Corvette out there. Yeah, one. And it's in the back of the grid. The Fords are slow as shit. Doesn't make any sense. But this thing is faster and stronger than it could possibly be. You see, I'm flying through these laps. I've just left a pack of people behind. And what you're gonna see as I come up on these guys is just how ridiculous the AI forces me to be in the drive. It doesn't move out of the way when you're much faster than it. It continues to slow you down, brake check, and lay off the throttle on the straights, and basically not allowing you to pass in any way, shape, or form. But it's also not racing the other AI. It's also not trying to catch up. You see, he's not increasing his pace at all. He's pretty much driving in formation with himself at this point. I can catch up easily and go around him, but not before he brake checks me into the corner or lays off the throttle and slams into me. Because here's the deal. Well, that's weird. He's keeping up with me, which means he's increased his pace to try and chase me. But he couldn't do that earlier, right? When I was actually about to pass him, he couldn't increase his pace, right? Each of these cars has the possibility of being faster, especially the Ferraris. The Ferrari seems to demonstrate quite regularly through the laps that it's much faster than the car I'm in. It's able to accelerate much quicker. Top speed not as high, but accelerates much quicker. Save the guy in P1, which I'm sure you'll notice. I believe I'm at I'm at 4th place right now. Yep, I'm at 4th place, and it won't let me with the other cars. Wow. Oh, okay, that's weird. It's not something I've seen before. Well, with that being said, oh, look at that. Look at that. They're all over me. They're all over me. Now, I know a while back in the early 2000s and maybe the late 90s, they programmed it into their games for the AI to behave kind of erratically sometimes, or to even behave as if they're angry or mad at you by choosing to ram you in certain situations. And I know I did just bust through, but it's only because, look, they're in formation with each other. They're not actually trying to get faster by drafting or catching a slipstream or anything like that. They're not taking competitive lines, they're not increasing their speed. They're just driving in formation until you pass them. They're still in formation, but now all of a sudden, they're much faster. This guy in P1 is the whole reason why I'm making this video, because holy crap. You gotta see how far ahead this guy is. Mind you, he's in the same Ferrari that I've been passing over and over and over and over. I have a whole top speed over every car in the grid. I'm over 180 miles per hour. I purposely set it that way because no car at this point was going 200 miles per hour on these racetracks and not basically just exploding or flying. Like no car was doing that at this point. And here we are. That was 185 down to about it was like 185 down to 55, 60. Gonna take this turn 60 to 90, up. Take this turn from 10 down to 70. Boom, 70 to 90. 110, 120, down 70, back to 90, 120. It's like I can time it. And then right before I hit the marker, I'll be 160, and no car is that fast. See, I've caught up quite a bit. It hit the corners, still outpacing me through this corner completely. This car is gonna have more downforce probably, just due to the design. It's more aerodynamic, which brings me to the point that if this car is this much faster, this much more aerodynamic, this much harder, then why the hell am I on the grid in this Mercedes? Like, why isn't this just a race cars only? And if that's the case, then why aren't all the other Ferraris lapping this? It's kind of bullshit. Because it's like, yo, I would like to not have to pay 20 million credits just to get into the race and be competitive in the first place. Look at that. Now at this point, if you actually pull up the race stats, lifetime race info. Oh, will it show gap? It's not showing gap. Okay, well my gap at this point, yep. Yeah, I just said fuck it. I'll skip the track because I want to see how fast he is with me in front of him. Cut out in front. My gap was about 4 seconds out. Now he had to take the chicane and just barely caught up with him because I was at almost 190 this time. Got up to the straight. But look at this. Now that I'm in front of him, where's all of that top speed that made him basically hold a 4-second gap over me? It's not there. He's not catching up. I stop, gets a little closer, boom, it turns. There's my gap. Where's his speed? Where is it? Where's his acceleration? Where's all of the oomph he had leading into the race? You know, with that big giant gap, you know, that are just impossible to close. Because I did the race 3 times before, and I was not able to close the gap. In fact, my gap only got bigger on the straight. So either he got some sort of crazy boost in horsepower through the race, or he basically somehow got to respec his car between the time that I raced last and the time just then when I upgraded it, and it got another, I think it was another 50 or another 60 horsepower. No, hold on. I was 565 and it's like 639, so almost another 100 horsepower. Okay, I want to see race info so we can figure out what we're racing against. Okay, permitted cars. Okay, that one's there. I don't think that one's in. That one is in. That one's for sure in. That's the Ferrari that it's smoking me. That one's in. That one's in. That one's in. That one is not. I'm that one. That one's not. That one's in. Actually, I take that back. I don't think this one's in either. In rival cars. Okay, the main rival car that's not even in the race. There's one there. Look at this, but look at these numbers. Okay, what's over 500 horsepower? The Mark IV. The Jaguar, which I passed, which not even much effort, and that's it. Okay, let's check the weight. Because power to weight is important. Where is the Ferrari? 1,000 pounds, 1,700 pounds. God damn, that's light. 400 horsepower. Yeah, this is super. This is a super. The hypercar basically for this time period. 448 horsepower. But let's also take into effect. Okay, I'm at 600 horsepower at 3,000 pounds. 3,000 pounds is still really heavy. But 638 horsepower though, that's not nothing. I would probably compare that to being like 450 horsepower at like 2,500 pounds. You know, like you're not too heavy, but you're not exactly light, and you're still gonna do something on the track for sure. You're still a competitive car, you know, and but me being at that point, I can't even touch that Ferrari in first place, the one that I just lapped. Right, the ones that I was just destroying on the track, the one in first place, not a chance, right? And that just makes me go, well then why am I in this car? Why would I choose this car if it can't touch it? And why would I be passing the other one? It's because it's an AI game, and this is what's killing me. It's like Madden, you know, when you throw the ball to a receiver and they don't really catch the ball just kind of magnetizes to their hand and goes through a person to get there. You know, it's like that is what this feels like. This game feels like that with these races. And oh my god, if I haven't wasted so many hours, I feel like just trying to relax and do this, and oh my god, if it's not driving me to the edge of my sanity. 151%. Freaking oh my god, like 669 foot-pounds of torque. Like these are not nothing numbers, and this thing is set to grip. And it grips. But I could not even touch. I couldn't even touch him. I couldn't even touch him for 3 straight races. And then I passed him, and it's like I was just gone. I hate this AI game that they're playing. It's like either limit the cars to just race cars that are all around similar performance, and then maybe give us room to tune. I wouldn't. I would just say make them all similar. Make them all this sort of fastback, you know, high horsepower, low weight cars, you know. And then, you know, make them all these race cars. And then call that it. And don't make us pay 20 million credits for a campaign race. It's just ridiculous. It was really, I think it was just a cash grab, a way to get people to shell out some money for the Ferrari so that they could be competitive and win this campaign race. My god, I'm gonna go to Le Mans and it's gonna be a joke, but I had to rant about this. It makes no sense. It's like, if the car's in the race, it should be, I mean, if the car's permitted, it should be in the race. And if it's in the race, it should be competitive. There shouldn't be a diamond in the rough car that you have to pick in order to be competitive. And once you get in front of a car, it shouldn't suddenly become a NPC car that, like, you know, like the playable character car, you know, like a personality car turns into an NPC car, like with no flavor, no speed, no nothing, like no aggression. Like, no, he should have caught up to me and he should have pressed me the entire way. But what he did was he became immaterial. He became a joke once I cut the track and passed him. And that's what that encourages, and that's not fun. It's not satisfying. I don't feel good that I won that race at all, because I literally had to break the game. I had to cheat. It's ridiculous. I really hope they fix that in GT7, and if they didn't, there's no way I'm picking up the game. No freaking way.